Hello, everyone. My name is Stanley St. Rose, and today we're going to be talking about Mein Kampf by Adolf Hitler. Now, before we go into the breakdown, into the understanding of this work by Adolf Hitler, please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and/or comment so that the channel can continue to grow. Now, this reality with Adolf Hitler is just quite there's a lot of thinking that needs to be done. This book, there's a lot of things that go on within it. I'm not going to be giving you an analysis of what I think about what happens in the book, but I am going to explain the book, what you see within it, what happens within it, and what you need to take notice of. This work by Adolf Hitler, it's filled with a lot of different types of things. Most notably, you do have um, he talks a lot about the Jewish people. That's the number one thing. He does not like the Jewish people. For the most part, it is a place where he is telling his readers how the Jewish people are horrible. How this is not my opinion. This is not my analysis. I'm just literally giving you the summary of what's in the book. That's what you click on this video for, and that's what I'm telling you. That in this book, Adolf Hitler really goes into it. He does not like the Jewish people. He thinks that they're vermin. He calls them that. He thinks that they're stealing and that they're taking and that they're only in it for themselves. He believes that as soon as they come into a country, as soon as they come into a new place, a new establishment, they take it over, they profit, they take care of themselves, and everybody else suffers. This is a group of people that is extremely small. We're not even talking about 50 million people here. But throughout this book, he's just saying that these people, they're not part of the Aryan race, or this perfect race, this blue-eyed race, this race of perfect people, or of pretty much just Germans. And so the book is filled with a lot of pretty much negative stuff about uh, um, race and what is the perfect race, and how the people of Germany needs to number one, take land for themselves, develop themselves, and pretty much establish their own type of economy, their own type of government, their own country, expand their ideologies. And so, just to give you an overview idea, an overview summary of what you're going to find in this book, this is not a narrative. Um, this book is political ideology. This book is about how to build this empire, how to build. It's like his vision in his head, the vision of where he wanted to go, of what he wanted to do with his army, with Germany. It's all kind of like laid out in this book, and who he hates, who he doesn't hate, and what his future dreams are for Germany, and for his Reich, his Third Reich. So Mein Kampf, of course, the name of the book, it's translated into English into My Struggle. And really, he goes into it. If we talk about the biography portion, he tells us about his mother and father, how they died, how his father wanted him to be a civil servant. He didn't want to be a civil servant, and ultimately, his father died. His mother, I mean, he wasn't as he wasn't as close to his father as he was with his mother. So when his mother died, it wasn't happy. It wasn't a good time for him. We know also within the book that he wanted to be an artist. The art school that didn't let him in. If Hitler was an artist, maybe World War II wouldn't have happened. If he was just accepted into art school, this is why we should let our artists go to art school. When an artist wants to go to art school, let her go to art school, because it might be better for our posterity. It might be better for our future. But he didn't get into art school. He tried to be an architect, but he failed at that. Art wasn't his thing. The schools were not happy. They weren't, they were repulsed, and they were like, no, this is not good enough. And so, well, then, he had some soul searching, trying to figure out what he was going to do with his life, and then he ended up in politics. So he tells us how he ends up in politics, where he finds out how he joined parties, and how he climbed the ranks. So that's in the book, and how he climbed the ranks, and who helped him climb the ranks, and how he turned his party around, and how he changed the name of the party. And then the rest of the books is pretty much a collection of his ideas, of what he thinks about the world, what he thinks about Jewish people, what he thinks about land, and what he thinks about German expansion in Europe, and in different countries. So Mein Kampf is that type of book. Again, you're not going to find a narrative. You're not going to find it's very the hatred for the Jewish people is in this book. You can't escape it. It's just present the whole time. So that's one thing we definitely have to keep in mind when we think about this book by Hitler. A lot of things go into here. A lot of things are focused upon here. Um, and ultimately, when you read this book, it's political. You're going to get the political view. Those three parts. It's his hatred for the Jewish people, what he thinks we should do with them, where he thinks they belong, his thoughts about the perfect race or his race, or Germans, his ideas about the Third Reich, of German expansion, land expansion, how to build economy, how to build success, and how to bring that about. His biography, a little bit about his biography, where he was born, who his parents were, his connection, his relationship with his parents, and then closer to the end, we just end up with his dreams and his aspiration for Germany and his ideas. So that's really the overview. That's really the summary of what you're going to get from Mein Kampf by Adolf Hitler. It's a very long book. There's several comments and notations about it online. You can look some other things up. I'm not going to give you my own personal views on this book and what happens in this book. You should definitely read it for yourself, because different people from different countries are going to say different things about this book. This is a very controversial book. On YouTube, if you mention the word Adolf Hitler, it's pretty much all out war. So his ideas are not popular. His hatred for the Jews are just unfound. It's a a small amount of people on the planet, and yet he pretty much hates them. He wants to get rid of them. He sees them as vermin, as something that just insects that he needs to destroy or eliminate. Um, but yeah, that's the simplified overview summary of the book. I'm not going to go into the political issues, the deep political issues that he talks about, or his deep ideas. If you want to know what the book Mein Kampf is about, what I've said here is what it's about. Hitler's biography, his parents, his early life, what he wanted to, how he found himself in politics, his views about the Jewish people, his views about race, his views about his country and expansion. So that's what I had to say about this book. It's a quick review, quick summary. Please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and or comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.